All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. You don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Good job! The enemy tanks are close. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Hurry!
Get
Missile.
moving!
Watch your remaining missiles.
Fall warning.
That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Lancaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
Missile.
All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar.
Missile.
You're gonna have to forget
Missile.
about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
Let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
I was expecting this to be easy if all they could do was fly fast.
That sucker's hiding in the clouds. Trigger, don't let it get away. Do I really think they can continue to dodge? Supply ships are on their scheduled flight path.
Fox 2. That's a confirmed direct hit by the missile. Keep it up. Bring down those supply ships.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down. We've recalculated the remaining time. 90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose up.
Missile.
Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress. Can't say I blame him. Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But, what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. Well, we can't use all our aircraft to attack. The transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, get to work.
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not. So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Missile away.
There aren't that many. Aim carefully and take them down. Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat! There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse. Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire. What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. Man, it's confused. I know. We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again. Who's that squad with 4 fighters?
Target destroyed.
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military?
The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vassilage, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate. They're blocking us. We're unable to use the SAMs. Help me!
Strider 1 is in the clouds.
Hostile has a lock.
Missile squad, no?
Stall warning.
Missile away.
Strider 1, target on the...
They have 4 aircraft! More planes incoming! Fire more missiles!
Target destroyed.
Don't stop the car! It'll make us an easier target!
Locked on bandit.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed. Strider 1, APC destroyed. Tank is destroyed.
Fire the SAM at once!
Coming up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies. Ah, shit!
I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
Missile.
Target acquired.
That's Shalaji Castle.
Missile.
They're in already. Painful to our scouts. Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone building and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head if you hear jet engines. Enemy sighting. Hit them with AA shells, they'll come down.
Target destroyed.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile away.
Missile.
They're targeting our anti-aircraft weaponry.
Missile.
Now more than half. There are 4 enemy aircraft, but one is causing us to
Launched.
I heard about 3 strikes when I was in the
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Locked on bandit.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Trigger it. Splash the bandit.
Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
None of our units are able to communicate over the comms.
Missile inbound. Drinking.
Missile.
Target is in machine gun range.
Missile.
Target locked.
Missile.
Everything's on fire!
Missile. Missile. Pull up.
We've lost more than half of our forces. The battle will last much longer. Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile.
Ladder, aim and fire!
Missile.
Bandit hit.
Pull up.
All of our infantry fighting vehicles will take some cost.
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
This town's of high cultural value. It's unfortunate no one involved.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Missile.
AA destroyed! We're sitting ducks!
Missile.
Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Missile.
Negative. This battle's over if we don't get up there. Along with us with restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Target is in machine gun range. Their interceptors are in the air.
All right. Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron airborne. Keep the invaders out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood. You are in violation of Shiraji airspace. Turn around and we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the OCN Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the snowbirds. It's absurd for you to be talking so tough after losing one of your leaders at Fort Monty.
You bastard!
You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit! I'm out! Ejecting! I hope he's okay. Bailing out under those conditions. I can see his parachute. Let's pray he makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Wilco.
Righto!
They're working in unison. Roll's been hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. As expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I am not that person. Yeah. Hostile team squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way.
Press for a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. Might just cost us our lives.
Someone to guide us. Wait, I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with me taught me something. Drone fighters don't know carefully. They have no place in the cosmos of the skies. And they're what the Boston Indiana Air Force should be fighting against.
This turbulence is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move.
100%. Target incorrection, 1.7 degrees. Target incorrection complete.
Not bad.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack. Unidentified aircraft, land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting along.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best trust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
Fox 2.
Smash those missiles right into the ground.
Does this guy have a death wish?
Hey, this just seems like another ordinary day for him.
Think you can keep up with me?
Strata 1, target acquired. In gun range.
100%. Targeting collision, 1.7 degrees.
Railgun is firing again. Bad news. Its accuracy is increasing with each shot. Take it down as quickly as possible.
Hey, look. Looks like the sky's been sliced wide open. Keep going. Our main system deployed.
Power at 50%.
Strata 1, target acquired.
100%. Targeting correction, 0.02 degrees. Ready to fire.
The railgun has been fired.
Beyond the limits of machine assistance, I see. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot.
120%.
You're still not fast enough.
Targeting assisted prep complete.
Railgun has been fired.
Cooldown complete. System power at 50%. 120%. Warning, braking control deactivated. Targeting correction in progress.
The railgun has been fired.
No, that's not it. That will not do.
Cooldown complete.
Missile away.
Warning, maximum targeting engaged. Positional System power at 50%.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Ammunition 0.
The railgun has been fired.
Enemy on your back.
Cooldown complete. System power at 50%. Warning, manual targeting engaged. Targeting assisted prep complete.
Strider 1 has been hit. I can't reach him. Lost radar contact. High-speed protector launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you.
Nickel.
Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I am not that person. Yui. Muscle squad will be retreating. Those fighting for you are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on. Get closer.
Look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. The rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. That just cost us our lives.
Nickel.
Someone to guide us. Wait, I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with Mihai taught me something. Drone fighters don't belong in the blue. They have no place in the cosmos of the skies. They're what the most legit Air Force should be fighting against.
Targeting coercion 1.7 degrees. Positional prediction complete.
It's like the sky's been sliced wide open. These mountains will probably aid themselves in destroy.
Nickel.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
What do you think of this?
Nickel.
Fox 2.
Nickel.
Mr. X is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move.
90%. 100%. Targeting correction 0.8 degrees. Ready to fire.
Railgun is firing again. Bad news. Its accuracy is increasing with each shot. Take it down as quickly as possible.
Not bad.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
At 50%.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
Railgun has been fired.
Beyond the limits of machine assistance, I see. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot.
Cooldown complete.
Mr. X, he moves like the drone I saw in Wilker Arrest. Maybe you got it backwards. Maybe the drone was the one that moves like Mr. X.
There's gonna be copies of him flying around?
We'd be lucky if they're only in the dozens.
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
You got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit. Can you hear me? Pilot with the 3 strikes. This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the X-02 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. Solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory had been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkans? Because this guy was a Belkan, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkan, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish: to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary Ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusia after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built. Right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder...
Yes?
I wonder... which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored general network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusia have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air and the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse and see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
It certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island, the 444 Squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Trigger.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
We need help! Don't let them damage more! Show them what the erosion, no, what fighter pilots are made of! Thanks, I owe you. No sweat.
Get into formation. We up the numbers.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned. LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
The Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two aces, I'm thinking it's time to show us what you've got.
We don't have two anymore. Guess nobody told them. That's quite true, Count. It's not just two. Wiseman trained his squad well. Everyone still entered as an ace. He'd be proud of you all.
To all of you who have gathered here, regardless of your country, this is headquarters of the Ocean Army Southern Command. Wait, you can forget that designation. We are a coalition formed exclusively for the sole purpose of taking down the Arsenal Bird. Wait until we're ready to strike the Arsenal Bird in unison.
Roger. Roger. Dude, speaking on an open channel. The enemy can hear everything he's saying. There's no other choice. The Erusian aircraft are in the coalition as well.
This is Skull Squadron and Rigel Squadron of the Erusian Air Force. We're here on our own. Lancaster, we're entering your airspace.
This is Sol-2. Republic of Bosnia are also moved to rendezvous. Southern Squadron, though.
It's Mr. X's crew.
Count, ease up. Engagement is forbidden.
Don't worry, I know. We need every foe we can call upon. Even if they were flying with the guy that killed Wiseman. Some of their squadrons are in weird formations.
They have manned aircraft looking for UAVs and slave food.
This is just a keep the war going.
It's launched.
Three strikes on a friendly scale.
Enemy missile cruising! Breaking!
Okay, commencing transmission. I'm speaking over both terrestrial broadcasting and video transmission networks. It's not important who I... No, who we are. First, our goals. Destroy the space elevator. Second, we want power to the drone factory cut in order to put a stop to all the war and chaos that its products cause. And last, we want to bring an end to this pointless war that has given rise to a state of anarchy. Let me tell you what's going on right now. The land is overrun with refugees who have lost their homes, so this is no isolated incident. In spite of that, the war continues to rage overhead.
This airspace is like a testing ground for their weapons. Why don't those bastards show themselves? Missile! Evade!
Proud to report alongside drone strike.
Are the friendly Erusians rebels or what?
They're rebels, but I'm sure it's more complicated than that. Brush up on current events later. Focus on the enemy.
Copy that. Take a look. See that line continuing above the horizon? The cable goes up to the sky as far as the eye can see. More people know this, but the space elevator is the world's tallest transmission tower. In theory, its radio waves cover exactly half the globe. We've jacked up signal in order to reach out to you.
The UAVs were sluggish once the leader went down.
I thought as much. Drones without leaders are slow as hell. The biggest flaw in their slave.
Fire at will!
Got this one down to my sights.
See? Nothing good comes from trusting Falcon technology. Drone leadership rights verified.
5 minutes remaining.
transmitted to certain regions. If you can access the server, consider yourself lucky. You get to see a real-life princess. Hey, come on. Say hello to everyone.